Hey, good morning, folks, and welcome to Wake Up with Greg. I am your host, Greg Rosander with Palin Music Center. It's super great to be here. I am thrilled to see you. I'm happy we're together and doing this, having some fun together. I got a special kind of episode today. It's a sad day in the music world, sad week, sad, I don't know, especially in the saxophone world. I would have talked about this yesterday, but I didn't find out until after the show. But we lost one of the all-time great saxophone players this weekend. David Sanborn sadly passed away on Sunday. I'll be talking a lot more about him through this episode, but let me just start out. If that's why I'm seeming a little off, a little down, a little emotional, that's why. So we'll talk more about that. But hey, let's have some fun with this. It's all good. We'll be happy and have some fun. So for those of you new to the show, I am here every weekday morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Time, to share the internet's coolest instruments with you. We're doing a special Dave Sanborn tribute today, so we're doing all Selmer saxophones. I wish I had a Mark VI to share. I don't, unfortunately, but when we get those in, they disappear just as quickly. So maybe someday we'll have one to share on the show. Yeah, here to show you the coolest instruments that are available for you to purchase on our website at palinmusic.com or by giving us a call at 417-882-7006. My brother Sax Boy is already here. Good to see you, my friend. Where did the music go? He says. I don't know. Did we not have music this morning, Jordan? Jordan's here. Hey, that's new.
I think he's trying to tell you a joke.
Oh, I got a joke for you. Where does the music live? Oh, it lives in your soul. I don't know. Is this a joke? Is this something serious? I can't tell, Sax Boy, but give me the punchline there. My brother Peyton is here. My brother John is here. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome to the show. All right, so yeah, talking about cool instruments, 8:30 a.m. Central Time. Where does it live? In a flat. All right, I got you, Sax Boy. That's a good one. I like it. All right, yeah, keeping it lively, keeping it fun, so we don't get depressed here with the Sanborn news. All right. I'm already off my game, Sax Boy. Good job. You threw me for a loop here. All right, so what else are we here for? We're here just to have fun. I share cool music with you guys. I share fun things I'm interested in. Today is going to be an all David Sanborn episode. So, and I honestly don't have a lot of visual aids to go along with it. So you're just going to have to listen to me ramble on about a bunch of stuff. So stick with me though. It's going to be fun. I promise. My brother Mike is here. Good morning, Greg. I see and hear you loud and clear. Well, that's perfect because we got our tech back. We got Jordan back. Let's say a fine good morning to my good buddy Jordan. Good morning.
Good morning, Greg.
Welcome back to the show. We've missed you.
Oh, I've missed you.
I certainly have. I don't know about these guys. They don't ever get to see you, but
That's true.
But,
have you missed my voice?
I'm sure they have. Sax Boy, you've missed Jordan, right? Come on. Everybody, chime in. You've all missed him for sure. You got to make him feel wanted, guys. Come on. There we go. Hello, Jordan. Good morning.
Hey.
There we go. All right, we're back on track here.
Okay.
You have been affirmed. Yes, I'm good enough. I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. All right. Good old Stuart Smalley. You got to remember that. So, yeah, what else we got going on? We got to talk about David Sanborn. We're talking about cool instruments. Jordan is back, so we're talking about him. I've got the coffee, got the Hawaiian coffee rolling. Peyton misses Jordan. Well, that's nice. Oh, Sax Boy says, I've missed him, for sure. All right. Now that I've got you here, what are we doing? I'm already off my game.
You don't have to think as hard anymore.
I don't have to
I
think
can
as
just tell
hard.
you what to do.
Yeah, just tell me, just because I don't know where I'm at right now.
All right. Well, before we hop into this first horn, you got to tell us about your shirt and watch today.
Shirt and watch today. Thanks, Mom. Once again, my dear sweet mother sent me 2 new shirts this week. Some Tommy Bahama shirts. I wore the first one yesterday. This is the other one. This one's really tropical vibe. Feeling good with the palm fronds, and I don't know what else we got on here, but there's the full shot, right? Woo! All right. Beautiful Tommy Bahama shirt. Tommy and Daniel Kermou, my 2 faves of all time. So thank you, Mom, for that. And then the watch is nothing new. You guys have seen it. You've been on the show. We're at episode 62 today, so you've seen this watch at least a dozen times, I'm sure. That's my Citizen Echo Drive. Blue and black and cool. Solar powered. All right. So that's the watch. That's the shirt. Let's dig into a cool horn to fire this up here. David Sanborn was primarily, through most of his career, a Selmer player. Played a Selmer Mark VI. And he was, he had a particular like serial number range that he was really into on that. In the early 80s, he was endorsed by Yamaha for a brief period, but I think his heart and soul were with Selmer all the time. So he recorded a few albums with the Yamaha, but ultimately Selmer's his deal. So I've got 3 Selmer alto saxophones. Sanborn was an alto player. Wanted to be a tenor player, but he wasn't big enough, in his own words. He's like, I'm a little guy, and the tenor was just too big. So alto sax was his horn, and it was made for him. He was made for it. We'll talk more about that. But let's dig into this first horn. This is an intermediate model Selmer alto saxophone. This is the SAS. No opening oh, there's my mom. No opening song? Is that what you meant, Mom? I don't know. Such a handsome guy. Well, can't help but be handsome in a cool shirt, right? Love you, Mom. Thank you for being on the show this morning. She's been getting up in California. It's like 6:30 in the morning over there. I'd still be in bed, but, hey, she's Mom. Love, Mom. All right, here we go. Check this one out. Oh, Sax Boy, I have some good news. The bassist, our orchestra, wants to start a band. Sweet. Dude, are you going to play drums in the band or saxophone? Let us know and let us hear it. All right, saxophone. Selmer SAS 411B, the 411B. So we have an intermediate level saxophone, kind of an entry pro, if you will. Great for the advancing player, junior high, high school. College players would work as well. This is graduation season, guys. School is ending in the next week or two for a lot of you. So a lot of you graduating out there, you need a new horn for the next school year. This is a great horn to get. This is the Selmer SAS 411B in the black nickel finish with the beautiful hand engraving. So you've got the just glossy black, gold key highlights. You've got the mother of pearl key touches. You've got the poster rib construction, high F sharp, front F, adjustable thumb hook, everything that you want in an upgraded horn. You've got the 3-point bell brace on the back. See how it's attached in 3 points, 1 on the bell, 2 on the body, really stable, secure. You've got the braced left-hand spatula mechanism. You've got fine adjustments throughout. Leather pads, metal tone boosters. This is a great horn, guys, and I believe I've even got it on special on the website. So super affordable, super powerful sound with that black nickel. You get a lot of kind of edge that you can cut through with this horn. So great all around. You can play anything with this. This is the Selmer SAS 411B live on the website right now, palinmusic.com, or by giving me a call, 417-882-7006. This comes with a Selmer hard rubber mouthpiece, and here's the neck as well. You can see beautiful neck as well. Mom's out walking. All right, Mom, get that exercise. Sax Boy says, have you had a new shirt for every episode? Well, so far, not a new shirt, but new to you. When I was in the winter wardrobe, long sleeves, I started to repeat kind of towards the end there, but I haven't had a repeat yet on the summer shirts. And since I'm getting new ones, it may not be a repeat for a while. So they will repeat eventually because, I'm not like Mr. Johnny Gotbucks out there. I don't have a whole lot of money to fill out my wardrobe, but hey, I do like a good gift, so. All right, so that's the first saxophone. Sax Boy's gonna play drums in the band. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so let's dig into some David Sanborn for a moment, shall we? This is at the point in the show where I share some music. Jordan, are you familiar with David Sanborn at all? Just say yes, because if you say no, I'm going to hit you. No, just kidding.
Well, you're going to have to hit me. I'm sorry.
I'm going to have to hit you. He's a young kid. It's okay. He doesn't know. Those of us who are in the older sector, at least in the music world, the saxophone world specifically, we cannot live without knowing about David Sanborn. So here's a little bit of backstory on him. He was 78 when he died on Sunday. Older than I thought he was, honestly. Complications from prostate cancer, which is just a horrible, horrible deal that he's been fighting with since 2018, which I didn't know either. But super sad. I mean, he is a legend in the industry. It is said that he put the saxophone back into rock and roll. He created the modern saxophone sound. I mean, he was the most iconic saxophone artist in the 80s, really 70s, 80s, and 90s. There isn't a saxophone player in pop rock music today that has not been influenced by David Sanborn. And if they say they haven't, they're lying, because he created the sound. And the moment I heard him, I said, that's how music should sound. I stole that from Dizzy Gillespie talking about Charlie Parker. But Charlie Parker, of course, probably one of the most influential saxophone players of all time. I mean, every sax player that followed him wanted to be him. John Coltrane as well on the tenor and soprano, still emulated to this day. But David Sanborn changed it up when he came on the scene, and he came on the scene earlier than I thought. This kid played at Woodstock with was it the John Butterfield? No, Paul Butterfield, sorry. Played at Woodstock with Paul Butterfield. And I'll go on and on about the list of artists and stuff that he's played with. But this is the segment where I share some music. So I'm going to share 2 songs with you. The first one is actually not by David Sanborn, but he performs on the song. And it is one of my favorite songs of all time, and it's a special song with my wife and I. It's an Al Jarreau song called So Good. And the reason I'm sharing this is because it is so good. I actually listened to this song on the way to work this morning, and I was like sobbing. Maybe not sobbing, but I was definitely choked up and teary-eyed because Sanborn's playing on this song is just so special, and it's just really, really amazing. Let me find it here. Oh, come on. Where are you, Al Jarreau? I got you. We'll get you there. Hang on. All these technical difficulties here. All right. One more time. Almost there. We'll get there. Here we go. We got it. Okay, so David Sanborn performed with Al Jarreau, legendary jazz vocalist, on the album Heart's Horizon from 1987. There's a picture of the album, Heart's Horizon. And the song we're talking about is the second track on this one called So Good. I will add it to the playlist, the Spotify Wake Up with Greg playlist. But there's just a moment in this song. It's not like a feature piece for David by any stretch of the imagination, but he makes the song. It's a great song anyway, but what he does with the saxophone, it just takes it to a completely different level. There's a moment when he hits the solo part where he just he does this kind of harmonic growl scream where you can just hear the emotion it's just so great. So it's not so good, it's so great. But the song is called So Good. And that's the first one that I want to mention for this music I'm suggesting. And then the second one is from one of my favorite Sanborn albums, which is Change of Heart. Let me go back to that. Got so many. There we go. And this is also from 1987, so the same time period. And the song is called Tintin, Tintin, from the album. Let me go back to that. David Sanborn, Change of Heart from 1987. So I will add those 2 songs to the playlist, but and that's just going to be just a very, very small sample of the greatness that is David Sanborn. And what I would like you to do for me, if you guys have a favorite Sanborn song or moment or whatnot, I mean, let me know what it is, because we can certainly add a lot to this playlist. So David Sanborn. I'll talk more about him in a brief moment after this next saxophone. Do we have the next saxophone, or is this the same one?
That's the same one.
See, Jordan's already forgetting what he's supposed to do over here. So we'll get these swapped out. And while he's doing that, I'll keep talking about David Sanborn. Yeah, I mentioned he played at Woodstock with Paul Butterfield Blues Band. He's got 25 albums of his own personal albums, not counting all of the others that he's been on. 8 of them went gold, 1 of them went platinum. He's won 6 Grammy Awards. I mean, the guy is just a legend in the industry and such a huge loss for us. Sax Boy, what is he saying? Did you buy the Dalahast in Sweden or did you buy it online? Neither. I bought he's talking about my Dalahorse, or Dalahasten, as they say in Sweden. This little guy, I got this in Kingsburg, California, which is a little Swedish village in California where my ancestors have lived since the 1890s. My dad currently lives there on our farm. We've got a blueberry farm over there. But yeah, this came from a little Swedish shop in Kingsburg, California. But it's authentic. It's from Sweden. I think it says on here. Yeah, it's made in Sweden. So it's legit. My Swedish Dalahorse, Dalahasten. All right. So I hope I said that right. All right. Those of us who are learned, I don't know what Peyton, what do you mean by that? That you're an educated man? I don't know. All right. What else did Sax Boy say? I'm just fiddling around on my bass and accidentally found out how to play Fury Release. Hey, that's how it works, man. You just got to mess around until you find something, right? I'm going to be rambling a lot today, guys. So, all right, let's jump into the second saxophone. We're moving up the ladder in the Selmer pantheon here. Pantheon? That sounds right. We'll go with it. I'll throw a big word in there every now and then, kind of, wake you guys up a little bit. All right, so this is a Selmer professional saxophone. This is the SAS 711M from Matte Finish. 711, not the little convenience store that we had out in California where you go and buy a Slurpee, but just 711M for Matte Finish. Professional grade horn here. Check this one out. Ooh, she's a beauty. Okay, this is the Selmer. I've said it 1,000 times already. SAS 711B. This is their what would be considered Selmer USA. So this is an upgrade from the previous horn. The primary upgrades are in the case and in the neck and in the finishes. But look at that beautiful horn. We've got matte finish, beautiful gold radiance on there, the stunning hand engraving, which is really muted on this matte finish. A little hard to see on the camera, but it goes all the way up the back of the horn. You've got the contrast with the bright, shiny gold keys. Mother of pearl key touches. Again, everything that you want on a professional horn. Poster rib construction, leather pads, metal boosters, high F sharp, front F. It's got everything, guys. So this is the Selmer SAS 711M for matte finish, available on our website right now at palinmusic.com. Sax Boy says it looks really similar to my Yamaha sax from the 90s. Probably very similar, except the Yamaha probably doesn't have the matte finish, or you can call it a brushed finish as well. See how that, man, you just get that beautiful luster on that horn. It's a term we use in the coin collecting world, talking about what it looks like when it comes from the mint. You get that luster of how the light reflects off. Here's the neck. You get a bright finished neck. This is a Selmer Paris neck. So this is an upgraded neck. You can probably see it on there. It says Selmer Paris. At least you can try to see it. So same neck you would find on a pro Selmer Paris horn, but made available on a little less expensive model. This is a fantastic horn, great horn for an advanced college or a high school or college player. Certainly can play this professionally, excuse me, by any stretch of the imagination. So I'll show it to you one more time. This is probably going to be a longer show today, guys, because I am rambling a lot. So just trying to get all my words together. Got to honor our buddy Dave Sanborn. So that's the Selmer. Check it out on our website at palinmusic.com or give me a call, 417-882-7006. All right, I had my gloves on. I got to take them back off to show you. Man, I'm like choking here. We'll get this together. this is the only visual aid I have. There's David Sanborn right there, guys. Of course, this is a young David Sanborn, probably taken from the late 70s, early 80s. But let's talk about him. What has he done in the saxophone world? Who has he played with? I mean, the list goes on, and this just scratches the very top surface of this. As I mentioned, he played in Woodstock with the Paul Butterfield Blues Band. He's played with Stevie Wonder, Rolling Stones. He's played with David Bowie. If you know the song Young Americans by David Bowie, that's David Sanborn on the saxophone on that song. I mean, legendary sound, legendary performance. Paul Simon, he's played with Paul Simon. James Taylor, if you know the song How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You, that is David Sanborn on the saxophone on that iconic, legendary song. I already mentioned Al Jarreau. He played with Al Jarreau a lot on a lot of his albums. The Brecker brothers, Michael and, gosh, what's the trumpet player's name? Forgive me, guys. Michael Brecker, saxophone player, legendary, one of the most influential tenor sax players out there. Why am I blanking on his brother's name, the trumpet player? Anyway, Brecker brothers, amazing fusion hard jazz group, phenomenal in the 70s and 80s, 90s, so on. Who else? James Brown. He played with James Brown, the legendary James Brown. Eric Clapton, Steely Dan. The Eagles, Toto, Peyton's favorite group, Toto, the Grateful Dead, George Benson. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. He is such an icon. Now, his sound, like I said, he created the modern saxophone sound, the modern alto saxophone sound, let's go that way, with a very powerful, edgy sound that you hear in a lot of rock albums. Quintessential saxophone sound of the 80s and 90s for sure. And, you know, artists he's influenced. I mean, you would not have a Dave Koz or a Mindy Abair or an Eric Marienthal or a Jeff Kashua or a Candy Dulfer without David Sanborn paving the way for those artists. When I was a kid in high school in the 80s and, you know, just picking up the saxophone, everybody I knew that played the saxophone wanted to sound like or be David Sanborn. It was, he's just such an icon in the saxophone world. And man, he's a good looking guy too, right? Girls loved him, everybody loved him. And he was still playing right up until he passed. And I mean, he had tours scheduled throughout 2025. So, I mean, performing all the time, keeping it going, keeping current, keeping relevant throughout his career. Little backstory on him. He contracted polio, the horrible disease polio, when he was 3 years old. According to his own words, spent time in an iron lung as a kid. And then, you know, for a brief period was paralyzed from like the neck down. But the saxophone was introduced to him as a therapeutic device to help him build his lung capacity and lung strength again. And he just took off with it like wildfire and was playing like professional gigs by the time he was 14. So recovery, music can be healing, folks. You know, pick up an instrument. If you're struggling with something, man, pick up an instrument and change your life, because saxophone definitely did that for David Sanborn, and it can do it for you too. And it doesn't have to be a saxophone. It can be a clarinet or a flute or a trumpet or a guitar or a drum or a bass, a violin, whatever it may be, piano. Pick something up and learn it and play it. You will be a better person and you will love your life more. So, gosh, what else can I tell you about David Sanborn? There's just too much to talk about. So here's some of his albums. I'll mention some of his amazing albums. So his first solo album came out in 1975, I believe. Taking Off. Promise Me the Moon, Heart to Heart, one of his most famous ones from 1978. Hideaway, Voyeur, As We Speak, Backstreet, Straight to the Heart, Double Vision with Bob James. Close Up, really prominent in the 80s and 90s. Pearls is a great album. inside Time Again in 2003. His most recent album, This Masquerade from Randy Brecker. There it is, Randy Brecker Rocks from 2018 or 2019. Looks like his last album, This Masquerade in 2018. So legendary artist. I know I'm rambling. I can't say enough good things about David Sanborn. So let me just jump back into one more saxophone. We'll hit that one and then we'll finish this one up. This is going to look, I think, maybe a little bit similar to the last horn I just showed you. But this is the upper echelon, the high point, the peak of the mountain, the cream of the crop, tip of the top, whatever you want to call it. This is the Supreme. Yes, the Selmer Supreme alto saxophone. We're still waiting to get our Selmer Supreme tenors. A little frustrated about that, to be honest. A few tenor players out there looking for one. I've had 3 on order for a year and a half now, so who knows when we'll actually ever see them, ever. All right, well, check out this little blanket. You get a little blanket that comes with it, which has the same art that is engraved on the horn. Really cool. But check this one out, guys. I can get it out of the case. Okay, here we are. Whoo! This is the Selmer Supreme, the pinnacle of saxophone design, the culmination of 150 years of saxophone, almost coming up, close to 200 years of saxophone design. Saxophone was invented in the 1840s, I think, 1842, somewhere around there, by Adolph Sax. Selmer released their first saxophone in 1922, so we're talking at least 100 years with just Selmer, and they inherited the saxophone factory, not inherited, but purchased the saxophone factory and the remaining saxophone parts and started their company from the origins of the saxophone. So this is the Supreme, top of the line, professional grade saxophone. And I would love to send this home with you guys today. I'd love to make you a great deal on it. It's live on our website right now at palinmusic.com or by giving me a call at 417-882-7006. Man, Sax Boy is all over the charts here today. What do you got going on? Looks like my Yamaha. Is a $400 beginner sax good, or should I keep looking? Keep looking, brother. Yeah, those $400 saxophones, you usually need to buy 2 of them, one to have for repair parts and whatnot. Always wondered who played the sax in the song. Now that I've played alto for 4 months, should I start to play tenor, or is it early? You can play it whenever you want, buddy. You kind of want to get comfortable on a horn before you start jumping around, but I started on alto and switched to tenor pretty quickly, and I play them both back and forth. Oh, we got a new viewer. Is it Blasted? I'm not sure how to say that. Is this an alto or a tenor? This is an alto saxophone. As I said, in tribute to David Sanborn, we're showing all alto saxophones today. This is the Supremes. Look at that, just gorgeous engraving on there. Absolutely stunning. Very, very fine. Man, the hand work that it takes to do that is just incredible. Years and years of apprenticeship and practice to make that happen. The highest grade Italian leather pads on this with domed metal boosters. You've got the beautiful contrast of the bright gold keys with the satin or matte gold finish on the body and bell. Really just completely redesigned, ergonomically designed key work. High grade mother of pearl key touches. Traditional things like the detachable bell. We have the adjustable thumb hook. Really lightweight and delicate key guards that still protect the horn, but with less weight. I can go on and on and on, but this is just an absolutely beautiful horn, guys, and it's available now on our website at palinmusic.com or by giving me a call at 417-882-7006. This is the Selmer Supreme. The actual model number is the 92, so 92M for matte finish. Sax Boy's got to go. Love you, brother. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. Blasted says, that's nice. Hey, Blasted, where are you watching from? Where in the world are you? Are you here in the States, or are you out there in the world somewhere? Let me know. And for the rest of you, let us know. You know what? I think I missed the business aspect of this show. What I need you guys to do for me, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, do all of those things because it helps us out, helps us to be able to provide more and better content for you. So where in America? You here in Missouri? Altos rock. Yes, they do, mother. All right. So that's the last saxophone. We're coming to the end of the show here. I've been rambling a lot, trying to stay positive and not get all emotional and sappy regarding the loss of David Sanborn. But this is the time where I usually share a piece of wisdom or an inspirational quote or whatnot. West Coast. Hey, I'm a West Coast kid too. I'm from Bakersfield, California, way out there. I'm currently in Springfield, Missouri, but love the West Coast. Heading back there in October for my niece's wedding. We'll be in Pismo Beach. All right, so I did find an actual quote by David Sanborn that is inspirational, I believe. And here's what David Sanborn says about music. He says, music is an expression of individuality. It's how you see the world. All art is, for that matter. You take how you experience the world, interpret it, and send it out there. Express it, whether it's sculpture, dance, or singing. Get out there and do it. That's what David Sanborn says. So true. Guys, listen to David this week. Today, get out there. He's on Spotify. I'm sure he's on all the other streaming services as well. I could add a dozen or more, amazing songs that he performed on. In fact, I may add that Bowie song and the James Taylor song and a few others, just to kind of flesh that out a little bit. So, sad deal for the music world, for the world at large, for the saxophone players specifically. David Sanborn, you'll be missed. So let's wrap this up, guys. I've rambled enough. I love you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being in the chat. It makes it so much more fun when I can interact with you guys. So I really appreciate you being here. Let me leave you with this last thought. Hold up. We got one new viewer here. Juan Figueroa Sr. I am Juan. I want to sell a Summer Paris Mark VI made in '72. How much should I ask? Is it an alto or a tenor? What kind of shape is it in? Really hard to tell you what to ask. I would just get online and search for it and see, what they've been going for. I mean, a Mark VI. 72 is kind of on the tail end of a Mark VI, so probably not going to get as much as if it were made in the 50s or 60s, but still a great horn. So, just do your research, Juan, and, it could be anywhere from, $4,000 or $5,000 to as high as $10,000, but for a 72, probably in that lower price range, but you'll have to figure that one out, buddy. Without seeing the horn, I can't quote you anything on there, but all right, let's finish this up, shall we? Helping people make meaningful music is what we do. And when you're ready, I'm here for you too. We'll see you tomorrow at 8:30. Love you guys. Bye-bye.